Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Headline edition will bring you special reports and interviews in a moment.
How you doing? This is a guy from Pittsburgh. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, tonight I want to talk about the biggest conspiracy in AM radio. The conspiracy of George Noory and his listenership lies. According to my buddy Art Bell Fan 1, how you doing out there? George Noory, his ratings are down again. They're sinking faster than the Titanic did. He's down to 2.75 million listeners. Now, in 2007, he had 4.5 million listeners. There were 12 million with Art Bell. Larry King, the great talk show host, when he was on Mutual, and I listened to Larry King for years before I ever found out about Art Bell. Larry King at his height had 415 stations across the country. He had 6 million listeners in 1980, and then he went to CNN. Larry King in 1980 had more listeners than George Noory has now. And yet, George Noory will say that he is doing incredible. They'll say that he let me see if I can find the quote here. Just bear with me for a minute. Here's a quote from a private message. Art never had 10 million. And we have 3.25 million. Now, this was from a recent message sent to Art Bell Fan. And I hope he doesn't mind my quoting it, but I don't think he will. I don't give the audience numbers in the air. I never did. Only affiliate count, April 23. And he posted on Belgad. Hello, Belgabbers. Noory, I'll let the ratings growing affiliate base and audience judge. I can't win over everyone. I've got my solid core of listeners. Well, his core is rotten. As for my style, I'm sorry I am who I am. Well, you ain't Popeye, Noory. The show is hugely successful and ratings are an all-time high. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but if you look at Talkers, the radio rating service, 2.75 million. The ratings are an all-time low. Hell, you'd be better off. You'd be better off listening to reruns of Larry King or the guy whose wife went to bed with Hulk Hogan. He's below Art Noory on the ratings. Something the Love Guy. You'd better off listening to him than Noory. But Noory lies every time it turns around. Yeah, he's got 200 more stations than Larry King had. And I remember Art talking, I think he had 500 stations at one time. But you can have all the stations in the United States playing your program. If nobody's listening, all you got is a list of stations a mile long. People have left Noory in droves like rats that jumped off the Titanic, and I've never known if there were any rats in the Titanic. I presume so. Of course, I know the ship's cat jumped skip in France. She knew something was going to happen. So have the listeners. They've been jumping ship for years. In 11 months, they'll jump back on when Art Bell comes back to the air. But Noory's a liar. His network is $20 billion with a B in debt. His flagship station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello, Pittsburghers. Hello, Brad, Julio, and hello, Jimmy, my nephew. Still ain't got no website. We're going into the latter part of week 1. KJAS with no website. They fired the great and immortal Chili Willie Cardilli, and the other guy went to All Talk. Art Bell wouldn't have had a station with no website. I know that. Keith Rowland could design it in a heartbeat, snap of his fingers. But Snorri doesn't have the sense enough to look on his own board, his own website, and say, hey, there's a link to this station. There's nothing there but under construction. Let's see here. My iPad is on here. Hold on a minute. Bear with me again. I forgot to do this. Sure, all this dust comes from all the time. Dust everywhere in this place. Like I'm in a dust bowl of the 30s or something. Come on, machine. And just a minute, I'm trying to get this thing to load up here. There we go. All right. And WJS, there it is. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now we're into Tuesday morning, 4:18 on the Pacific Coast. And there it is, WJS. Under construction. And Noory is under deconstruction. Or he should be. He's got to go. Premier needs to fire him and get somebody else. My cat, Fuzzy, could do a better program than Noory. At least she looks cute. You can see her run back and forth and follow me around the house. And she'd probably get better ratings than Noory does, just people who like cats. Time for Mr. 2 million, because that's what he's worth. Art's worth 10. That's the last figures I can find. Time for Mr. 2 billion to hit the road, head back to his cave, and hibernate forever. Maybe we'll get lucky and the Darrows will come out of the bowels of the earth and drag him into their underground hell. Okay, that's what I gotta say. It's time for George Noory to quit or be fired. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.